soul of the universe, descends here from an advertiser perspective. All media works in terms of driving profitability, but sitting right at the top of that, driving most profits, and that is the ultimate business outcome. It's TV, and it's linear TV. There's actually 3 million advertisers in the UK. That's a huge universe, and again, if you think about our remit at Channel 4 and Purpose, there's a whole raft of underrepresented businesses that aren't getting to TV.
Cannes is all about building brands, right? And TV is still the powerhouse of how we build brands. And whilst the way that TV is consumed is fragmented and changed, the relationship between amazing content and reach and engagement means that brand building is still a fantastic mechanism through the medium of TV.
I think it's such a powerful force. I think TV as broadcasters and video in general is such a powerful medium for us to use as planners and buyers. I think it is incredible at driving an effect on people, an impact and ultimately effectiveness.
The ability to bring people together. It's an in-home experience. There are still many programmes that families, particularly in groups of people, sit down to watch together because the quality of that content. So it's about the content, and for a brand, inserting yourself into that content delivers associations for that brand that can be very powerful.
What I think, there's a couple of things that make TV special and unique compared to others, is that first, it's the biggest screen in the home. It is the de facto hub of the home. Secondly, it's a shared experience, a shared screening experience. So unlike other mediums, you're talking about it with the person you're sharing that experience with. And I think for that reason, it's often more memorable nearly. And then I think now that we've launched CTV in the last couple of years, is suddenly now you're adding all this data to this really exciting medium, and it's just so powerful. But it's just such an exciting space for brands to be in.
If you think about how brands grow, I think the first power law of advertising is I buy something not because I've seen advertising, but because I hear or see somebody else using that thing or buying that thing. And so TV has, by extension, TV has the same unique quality. We absorb this thing together. We were exposed to this thing together. You know something, I know something. There's something inherently powerful in that really only mass media can deliver.
And actually, I think the superpower here for us is the friction that's created. Now, you might think the word friction, how can that be a superpower? But what I mean by that, this is the regulation and governance that sits over the top. We wear the Ofcom badge with honour, we really do. But what it's doing is it's ensuring that the creative that's on TV is implicitly trusted.
Quality of content. We're going after a place in an age of trust being so important, and quality of content and source. TV is still a hugely trusted medium, and the quality of content that is merging through TV is also incredibly important. So you've got that idea of high quality content coupled with huge reach, which for brand building we know is still highly important, and also concurrent viewing. There's still those big TV moments around sports and live events when people come together, and there's practically no other medium that can gather millions of people together to see your ads all at once.
I know attention is a buzzword, but I think the power to make people pay attention, to make people care, to get people excited, and to create them to prompt action, I think some channels can do some of that. I think TV can do all of that.
TV is so integral to our culture. Yes, it's changed in terms of how people consume that content. It's multi-platform now rather than being solely on single platform TV set, but it still sets the agenda and is such a core part of culture and how we experience our worlds every day. It's still a significant part of most target audiences' days. Yes, the younger audiences consume it very differently and to a smaller degree, but it's fundamentally important to the fabric of our society, every society everywhere.
in Cannes, every conversation is going on, and the whole of the universe, descends here from an advertiser perspective. So it's so key that we're in that conversation, and I think that's one of the things that's really important for me. And then from a Channel 4 perspective, we're here for 3 reasons, and we want to amplify 3 things. I think the first thing is, you're very aware of our remit and our purpose. And we were set up 43 years ago as part of the Broadcast Act to share unrepresented stories and to drive inclusivity. And you know what? We're not rolling back DEI at all. It's in our DNA, and we're going to continue to drive it and push it. So that's the first thing we really want to amplify. The second thing we want to amplify is we're going to embark on a new advertiser-led, agency-aligned strategy. And what that means is we're going to combine a very strong service approach with a consultative and progressive sales approach as well. So that's something we really want to share with brands and advertisers right now. And then look, the final thing is collaboration. Yesterday we made a brilliant announcement that we're all very proud of with ITV and Sky. And it's really important for us, particularly in the broadcaster space, in the TV space, that we collaborate and bring some radical collaboration to the industry.
And we sit here and hear from TV media owners and video media owners, but also you'll hear on the stages of Cannes about TV effectiveness, and year after year we see proof time and time again that TV is still the fantastic way to accelerate and build brands in the short and the long term.
So we work with lots of brands that are starting out and want to scale up using TV, typically when their performance channels have kind of capped out at that point in time. For those smaller brands, it's often about getting to that next payment gateway or that investment gateway. So performance of sales or memberships or sign-ups is typically the focus. TV allows you scale, efficient scale, in order to take that kind of next level, take the volume of acquisition to the next level, but at the same time they're building their brand. So all of a sudden we can unlock great potential from an awareness and consideration point of view, and also build on some of those brand associations that simply by being on TV gives you trust, financial stability, etc.
And so one of the key things we're looking to do is how do we start building familiarity before intent? And that's where TV plays a really great role in that. It allows us to reach a broad range of customers, it allows us to speak to us, and it allows us to build the brand, both in the short and also long term. So I think it's really important that TV plays a role, because I still see it fundamental to growing and scaling businesses and brands.
I think the broadcasters in particular have worked so hard to make it more accessible, whether that be the platforms they've developed, self-serve offers, programmatic opportunities, and even co-funding. I think it's such an exciting thing that the broadcasters have done to really to grow the TV marketplace, but make it so you don't just have to be a large advertiser with huge budgets. You can come in as a small player, and TV will really help you drive that growth your business needs.
From a Channel 4 perspective specifically, there's a few areas I'm really excited about. Firstly is that model of moving from service to a sales and service model and really playing that out. What does that mean? That means that we offer a consultative approach, and so an advertiser will be able to go across all of the ecosystem of Channel 4 in a holistic manner. I think that's going to be really key. So rather than just a spot buy or a streaming buy or whatever, we will build out the right solution to answer that business problem. So I'm very excited about that. In all the conversations I've had, whether it's with CMOs, advertisers, whether it's actually with some of our partners, whether it's around those that really want to sort of drive truth and trust. I think that is really paramount for a lot of the conversations that's going out, and that's playing out in collaboration, and I think collaboration is also going to sort of fuel a lot of that positive intent.